Busting lap time this at one of World Motorsport's most legendary only rider in French Grand Prix history, which going into this afternoon's affair, proud in Tech 3 Racing's home Grand Prix, and including that pole in front of his home crowd.
Jack Miller, who goes from 11th on the grid. Any further updates?
Here last year, and he was fastest in Casey Stoner in 2012, and he did that after a day. Had an absolute shocker. He's nearly at the back.
And look at Gian Antonio. Marc Marquez up to 5th place. Bagnaia
charging towards that first corner, and now Martin is going to have an issue with the clutch as Marc Marquez, third place starter, Maverick Vinales. What a charge!
Told Brad Binder he'd be ahead of Pecco Bagnaia a lap and a half into the sprint. He wouldn't. And Quartararo, who's still where he started, in 8th place.
Well, as is pitch over Marco Bezzecchi in 2nd place. Aleix Perez says he's going to get his nose chopped off there by Bastianini. Trying to move through on Bastianini that sticks a lead.
Right spot, fastest lap for the sprint on that 2nd lap. Went to the roll into Dunlop.
Yeah, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Oh, Aleix Espargaro on the dashboard. What a dramatic start this is. Yeah, a quick check on here.
Dropped another place.
15th place, 60 down the timing tower. Bagnaia now is in.
Bagnaia will surely be retiring from this team.
Bagnaia then, 2nd on the grid. All the exit in this Tissot sprint, back at the front in podium since Mandalika when he produced those heroics with the broken outside of Garage Vert here at turn 7.
Yeah, for Aleix Espargaro, for someone of his immense experience.
Into the first of his 2 long lap penalties, bang, split second, the lights went out.
Yeah, and just continue. Mir is out of the Tissot sprint. He was running
as well. Martin is responding to that little onslaught, 10 slower than Martin that previous lap. So Martin has long lap penalties. Marquez 2.3 seconds.
Long lap penalty. He ran about 2.5 seconds to the majority of the.
The Gian Antonio made light work of the Italian. Busy here with Miller and the Gian Antonio. This goes rear tyre. Yes, Pedro Akosta, who fires on.
Yeah, but Aleix Espargaro is only 7th of Fabian Gian Antonio, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th.
As the Gian Antonio goes through on Jack Miller.
Let's try and give himself the best possible look at Miller into museum corner.
Flags out in sector 3.
That sector, so I wonder whether they might have got connected into garage where Binder dropped from.
French fans, he is still upright in this Tissot sprint. Sadly though, not all 4's his best lap of the sprint so far. So he
Gian Antonio. Akosta through on Miller, as you saw.
Okay, so a bit of a nightmare afternoon after a.
Yeah, well, David, all he would say is they started the race on. We don't know why.
Yeah, thanks for that. Bagnaia's early retirement. Here comes Marc Marquez, who's to a second. Martin over the line to complete. He can't relax here because the 93.
Vinales, I think, will be disappointed at the end of this sprint. Running in 4th place. He's just placed. Fastest rider on track by a mile at the moment is in 4th place yet.
Well, we've got the French sunshine, but that's a face of thunder, isn't it? Jorge Martin could be heading to his home Grand Prix despite the 2 long laps for his jump start. 2 place on the podium. Martin 1.2 seconds clear of Bezzecchi. Marquez.
An extra 2 points up for grabs for this. Old Pecco.
Sprint DNFs, isn't it, as well for Bagnaia? Caught him in that tangle with Bezzecchi. Collision late on with this man, Marc Marquez, who's Bezzecchi's gone down. He blows it, crashing out then of 2nd place.
And in Jerez, and gave away a whole heap of points.
Jorge Martin, a beautiful cushion. 2 and Marquez is 2 seconds back. He's miles clear of Vinales.
2 to go. Martin and Marc Marquez are safely clear.
Of a second. It would be some story, wouldn't it, if the podium decision who they pick to partner Pecco Bagnaia in the factory in Q2.
Yeah, there's a big gap battle too for the final sprint points to Gian Antonio Miller.
Big payday coming here for Bastianini in terms of taking over. Dozen in the Tissot sprint. He's 2 seconds clear.
Dropped away from the back of Aleix Espargaro. Here he is on.
We've seen from Akosta. He made the beautiful one yesterday after there for the final time. Then goes.
He distanced for himself and Maverick Vinales, but I think he's just going to run out of time.
On Super Saturdays for Jorge Martin. He's Marc Marquez, who does brilliantly come through, just about holding off. And there Bastianini. That was Fabio Quartararo.